We've done about 60 sales or so, but it's about $9,000 just of the front end offer. So 10% of people ever take the first thing at 25. Probably about 40% will upsell something at 55 each. And then probably about 10-15% will buy another item, so it goes up to about 90. So yeah, it's about 9 grand in just front end sales. And then I've done six on the back end from those two customers that came in. So we're looking at 15 grand total. Something like 60% would take an order bump, or at least one. Zero refunds at all, whole time. $30 and seeing like $200 back some days. This
There's
is
nothing
pretty
better.
awesome. I've lost like 12 kgs since we started working together because this stress is just gone. And I have more free time, exercise classes and stuff. It's insane, really, how much has happened in the last 4 months, 5 months, basically. My entire business model, really, is just to replace the income, and that's it. I
Okay,
literally can increase the budget tomorrow if I wanted to and have more come
I
in.
haven't seen you in ages. You look totally different, funny enough.
I've lost like 12 kgs.
I was gonna
Like,
say something is different. So again, thank you for doing this. I'm super excited to have you on. I love bringing people on to share behind the scenes what's going on because I always love to say if you just show a screenshot of the win, it doesn't really mean anything because you can't
yeah.
really see Luke Skywalker learning the Force. And when he actually defeats Darth Vader, it means so much more, right? So I'd love to jump into your story, especially because you've got a really good one. So give us background, who you are.
Okay, so my name is Daniel Daneshutt. I've been in digital marketing for about 12 years now, primarily content marketing, SEO, stuff like that. I've been on a bunch, like hundreds of podcasts. I've been referenced by a bunch of different shows and big blogs in SEO space and stuff. I've been around for a while doing stuff.
So tell me a little bit about what was going on because you came to me because you wanted to get a micro offer installed in your business. So give me details of where you were at before we really started working together.
But it's kind of like cobbler's shoes where you never do the work for yourself. So it's mad. I've done literally thousands of articles for clients and I never really grew myself. I would only ever share case studies that would do really well. They're not driving traffic or anything, just because I just haven't done the work. And I was trying to find the time outside of client work to bring in new sales, more specifically digital sales that could scale without me having to do the work all the time and then bring in like a client pipeline at some point. I wanted to look into ads and I played around with it quite a bit. And I used to do really well with ads back in the day. Like I used to have a membership platform and make $22 for every $1 spent getting people onto these memberships. Crazy at the time. And then I tried to do the same stuff and it just wouldn't pay off. And I was like, what is going on? I saw your stuff and a couple of the videos and I was like, okay, that's exactly what I want to do. I reached out because you had this offer to help to make a micro offer and get it up and running. And I had a lot of stuff in place. And I was like, I just need someone to help fill these gaps, like these holes in the buckets where it's not working. Help with that. And immediately I started getting sales coming in. So I have a pretty warm email list of fans who've been with me for like 10 years or more. So if I release a product or a course, they'll buy. It's not a huge list because I've never grown it. But a lot of the time, they're just going to buy whatever I put out. And it's not selling to people outside of that audience. I had these products that people loved and they were doing well, but then I couldn't really sell it outside of that. And I'm like, I've spent so many hours making these things and I'm just not getting it out there. I would make 2 or 3 grand in sales of like a $10-20 thing and then no sales after that, really, like months later, because I just wasn't doing traffic generation for myself. I kind of got to the point where I'm a bit golden handcuffs in that I've got some really, really good clients, but I'm stuck doing the work for those guys 5 days a week. And so it was like finding the time on the weekend when you've already got money coming in that's enough. It's like, well, it's not going to change my life at all until it
Yeah.
gets to this point where I no longer have to do the client work. So I was just like, I would tick off a box of doing stuff each day. And I was like, I need to get past it so I can get to that point where it's just scalable. I make lots of money for these people and I should be doing that thing to myself, but I need to be replacing income in the meantime with course sales and stuff. So that's why I reached out and I was just like, yeah, show me what to do, man. So the best thing, the first call was just clarity. I've got these different offers and stuff, and we were talking about being able to feed people in to have like a different cohort or whatever, or a different offer on the back end. We were chatting about this, and I think sometimes it's so difficult when you're inside the problem yourself to actually see what the solution is. So I've been doing content marketing for years, and then at one point I was doing like a link building experiment, and I was like, podcasts got crazy good backlinks. What if I got on some shows? And so I pitched, and I got on like 90 podcasts in 3 months, which is insane. And then I just never did it again. And I never pitched it, and I never sold how to do it. And we were chatting about this, and I was like, oh my God, that's such a good traffic channel because of the trust and the sales and the links. And it's so fast. You get on a call like this, 30, 40 minutes, you're done, and you're going to get sales when it goes live. So we got some clarity around that. And then we started putting that together, and we just created like the front end offer. And you helped me also come up with like the upsells and order bumps and stuff. So I launched immediately with just the front end thing. It was almost profitable just with that, just with like a $14 offer immediately. We made the upsells and the order bumps and stuff, and I was just like spending $30 and seeing like $200 back some days. And I was just like, okay, this is pretty awesome. The biggest thing is the consistency of it as well. It was like every day there was sales. I'd ran ads for bigger products before, and I wouldn't see anything until Saturdays. For some reason, people would just buy on a Saturday. Friday for them, Saturday for me. I'm in the future in New Zealand. But seeing these consistent sales coming through, and I was worried that it would just be $10 sales or whatever, and that would be it. But because it was so easy for them to buy, almost everyone would upsell. Like something like 60% would take an order bump, or at least one. 0 refunds at all, whole time. People are messaging me to say they really enjoy it. My customers purchased a second time because they saw the sales page and the offer and stuff, and they were like, oh, hang on a minute, I already have this. We were saying before the call, I've lost 12 kgs since we started working together because I think this stress is just gone. And I have like more free time for classes and like exercise classes and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, it's insane really how much has happened in the last 4 months, 5 months, basically. I had them as mini courses that I'd launched 4 years ago. We figured out the angle of how to come at it because I was coming at it from like an SEO angle of like backlinks. And like, none of these people cared that. People did. But I don't want to go on a podcast to do that. I had to like reframe it and rearrange it, and then we pulled it apart and turned it into like multiple mini courses. But it was just kind of a shell of a thing really that hadn't been touched for years. When I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, this is ugly. So I overhauled it like on a Saturday and then was selling it new on the Monday. I think the sales page really helped as well. It was such a big difference in the conversion rates as well. Like some days I'd get like 40% conversion rate. Facebook ads will vary the quality of the traffic that you get, but some days it's just insane. I was like, okay, well, this is awesome. The sales on the front end, and then launch that cohort as like a back end offer, like a more premium offer for the first time. And I didn't want to do too many things at once and juggle too many things and implode. So I was like, okay, well, I've got the sales coming in, they're breaking even on the front end or profitable. I got 5 sales in my cohort, 2 of which came from the ads, for a fact that they came in and bought like courses and stuff, and they came from there like 2 weeks before it launched. Like they spent like $30 with me, and then they spent like $3,000 each after that. And that was the thing. I didn't want to scale up too fast. And okay, well, how does the cohort go? Is it feasible? And stuff like that. So once this first one is done, I'm going to start ramping up from there so that I can launch it every 2 months or so. I've already got a waiting list of people, and people who didn't join have also expressed interest in like a course version of it that they can do themselves for like $500. So I've got like 4 people who have already told me they want to buy that. So I've just created like this one offer at multiple levels of price and access to me. That's all just selling daily. Insane. Like I'm getting to the point where I kind of want to step away from doing done for you work. It's one for one, and it pays really well. You know, it's the fastest way to make money if you need. I'm having to work weekends or evenings to do the stuff for myself. So like
Yep.
I'm doing the cohort calls at like 8 a.m. for me here in New
Yep.
Zealand. And yeah, I'm just kind of like moving away from doing that stuff and just having the breathing room as well to be like, okay, well, this is fine. I don't really have to worry about anything right now. Like I'm pretty sure if I dropped like $1,000 a day, it would still be profitable. I've done a
Yeah,
couple
dude.
of $300 days just for fun, just to see what it'd be like, and relaunch the ad, and it's like doing 450, 500, and I'm like, okay. In the past, man, I've been on like private jets and flown out just to speak at like for an hour, help someone's train someone's team, which was awesome. But it also kind of like imploded, and so I'm just very much chilling out. My entire business model, really, I think you emailed about this the other day. My entire business model really is just to replace the income, and that's it. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I'll be happy if it's like 30 grand, and I'm just
Yep.
like, oh man, I just want to chill. You know,
I
I
would say
literally
that.
can increase the budget tomorrow if I wanted to and have more come in. I would say, like, obviously, once you're working with a coach, the price is normally higher than what you've paid for a course or something like that. And that's a good thing because you're actually more likely to do the work, you know, and get it done, and you'll get it done fast, and you'll see the benefit of it. I always equate it to like a gym membership, right? If you're paying for the membership, you end up going, especially if it's an expensive gym, and you could in reality buy the same equipment. I've bought rowing machines and all kinds of stuff. My garage is full of things that just sit unused because like you just there's no skin in the game after that point. So having someone who can help you out with that is awesome, especially because you're going to be super motivated and you'll get the feedback real fast, and you can kind of like it's almost like a sprint together to get those things done, which is really rare to be able to find someone who knows that and can answer and help really easily and really quickly. The calls were great. So many insights. Like I would jump on calls even if I didn't have a problem just to see what everyone else was dealing with. And then I would go, oh wow, that's great. I want to add that to my offer or something, and then my offer would improve as well. So there's so many insights and benefits. Um, like I highly recommend it. It's totally changed. Literally, it's changed my physique. Like, you know, I was 121 kgs because I sat at the desk all the time, and then I'm down to like 109 right now, 108, and yeah, just dropping weight like crazy, healthily, happy, just chilling out, and yeah, I highly recommend people, you know, take the action, do the steps, see if it
Love it.
works. You know, you got nothing to lose really, because it's all tax deductible as well. 10% of people ever take the first thing at 25.
Mhm.
Probably about 40% will upsell, so about 55 each, and then probably about 10-15% will buy another item, so it goes up to about 90. So yeah, it's about 9 grand in just front end sales, and then I've done six on the back end from those two customers that came in. So we're looking at 15 grand total